Go ahead. You go. You
Hello,
started.
welcome.
Welcome. Hello.
Oh my God, here we are. We should have done this years ago.
Yeah, I was thinking about how long it's been since we've done this, and it was Endgame,
Endgame. But
which
we've never
feels
done video. This is the
we've
first
never
time.
done video. Well, so
Well,
I I don't know.
welcome to the new format.
It's
This is
weird.
us now.
Yeah, and I was thinking of like excuses that we could make for not doing video, because I didn't want to do it at first. Like when we talked about it today,
Yeah.
like let's not do video.
It's just
But
I figured like I've been watching so much stuff on YouTube lately.
dude, I've exclusively been watching YouTube this
That's
year.
I wake up, I walk the dog, and I put something on YouTube, and it just ends up being all day.
Yeah,
So
100%.
why not just be part of that? With you and I.
And
Here we
eventually
are.
we'll get good and we'll put like a logo in the corner and like
Dude,
we'll
I'm
have
already gonna do that. You're gonna see this, and there's gonna be a logo in the corner.
perfect.
I'm gonna
Perfect.
blow your mind with this thing. I'm gonna put the intro there, the transitions. I'll figure some stuff out. Here's a
Nice. So
transition.
so
What'd you think? All right.
that was good. I'm gonna have
Thank
to
you
go
so
back
much.
and watch that again. Yeah.
Yeah, check it out.
So if you're a regular follower of us, I'm sure thousands of people have dropped off in the
Hundred,
meantime.
hundred of people.
Hundred of people. But we talked about doing this in literally the last week of May, and then Memorial Day happened, which was when George Floyd died or
Yeah,
was killed.
yeah. Was
Um,
killed by police,
and
murdered
then
in the first degree by police.
that week happened, and we were like, it's a crazy time. People need this. People need a little levity. And then we realized that it was a lot bigger than it had been,
Yeah.
previous times that this has happened.
It
And we
wasn't
were
just
like,
levity. It was like a revolution was taking
right.
place,
And
and
now, and then
our
we were like,
stupid fucking show was not
yeah.
the thing that anybody needed.
And we were like, no one needs to be happy right now. This is not the time for that.
Yeah.
So, and then, it got away from us a little bit. Like maybe we should have done it a little while ago. But it throughout the summer, it just never really felt like it was appropriate to do.
Yeah, but now it's December. The end of the year is upon us. 2021 is upon us. So what better time to talk about 2019?
Yeah.
So I think that's what we're gonna do now. Do you want to start just by
Yeah. So
we haven't done the show regularly in
no,
2 years. So
I don't really have any news because the news that existed back then is either already happened
it
or
was like,
has.
did you hear about the Batman? The
Yeah.
Batman might happen.
So I'll just go down a list of movies. So
Yeah.
let's talk about. We'll start with one that you loved, 1917.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed. I will say I've only seen it twice now,
Okay.
so it's not like a thing where I've been like, I gotta watch this all the time. It's not like a
Right.
social network for an Alec Faber, you know.
So few things are.
Exactly. What it is so I saw it in IMAX, and I think it was like it's the score that I'm really obsessed with. Like to
I
me,
think
that
that's
was
what it is too.
that was the biggest Academy Award robbery to me, was the Joker
Mhm.
score beating the 1917 one. The Night Window track is like straight up like monumental, like on my list of like top moments in theater moments of all time
Yeah.
in movie going, because that, like, especially in IMAX, which I've been to like 8 IMAX movies in my entire life. One
You
of
know,
them was Ad Astra, which was like, yeah, I guess that looked cool, but I couldn't tell you what happened.
that was last year too. So
Yeah,
you
exactly.
just covered it.
I have that on the list. Couldn't tell you what happened. Looked great.
I bought it with the intention.
That's insane.
And then
You never did?
Then I never watched it. Yeah.
Classic.
I wanted to. I just, I had Little Big League to watch instead.
It has some cool like lore.
Mhm.
Like the moon has like a fucking Applebee's and shit on it. Like the moon has like a domestic airport, and that's pretty
Okay.
cool. But other than that, it was just like, all right, I've seen this movie before.
Right.
Yeah, 1917, visually astounding. The score is perfect, and the night window scene is like all-time great theater moments for me.
All right.
You thought it was okay, right?
So I thought that technically brilliant movie. I thought all of the single shot cuts,
The
were
trickery.
hidden. It
Yeah.
was all expertly made. The score was great. It looked amazing. I thought that was all in disservice to the story.
You couldn't connect with what was going on.
No, I just thought that there were too many things that I was like, the first one that really was glaring to me was when the blonde kid gets killed, right? The pilot, the crash.
What's his name? What's his name in Game of Thrones?
I don't know.
He's one of the fucking Baratheons.
Right. Oh, he's yes, him.
The kid that jumps off the building.
Right, and he's also
Spoilers.
He was in Blinded by the Light, which I also from last year. When he gets killed, and then the main character has to fight the pilot.
Spoilers.
And kills
Sorry.
him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it came out a year ago.
Yeah, it's a year ago. So.
And then, not 30 seconds later, there is like a battalion of guys just strolling down the road, and they like didn't notice.
They didn't hear the planes. They didn't see anything.
And there was a lot.
They were just like, that was crazy.
There was a lot.
Well,
of that.
Whatever.
Right. There was a lot of that in the movie where you have to like accept the disbelief that like these people, like in order to make the movie work, these people have to be close to each other because it's real. It's supposed to be real.
The real time aspect just kind of took you out of it because
the
proximity would have played a much bigger role.
Right. Or when he gets to that town at night and there's a sniper and he had just left the battalion. I'm like, why aren't they shooting to help him cross the river? Like, I don't know. There was just a lot of stuff like that bothered me. Or him like coming down the river and then just walking up on.
And all the homies are there.
Yeah.
Singing.
Like, are they not in like a defensive position? Or I don't know.
They didn't notice him.
Right. There were a bunch of
white privilege is what that was.
Just a bunch of little stuff like that really bugged me. But I didn't think it was bad by any means.
Okay.
People were saying it was gonna sweep the Oscars. I was like, there's probably bad.
I definitely thought that before I saw it with everything I had heard. And then I was like, that's at least gonna win for the score.
And I even was like, oh, if it wins for direction, then I'm okay with that because just like La La Land versus Moonlight, I think Moonlight is probably the better movie.
Mm-hmm.
La La Land is the better made movie.
The argument that we put up was that if aliens came to Earth, it would be like, hey, you guys should watch Moonlight rather than, hey, you guys should watch La La Land. Yeah, like right. This, hey, as singular pieces of art, here's something that in the long run is going to be more important. Here's something that's really fun and sad.
And made super well.
Yeah.
So
yeah. What else we got? That was a long time on 1917. I think we're limited to 45 minutes on these calls. So we can do multiple calls if we have to.
No, I've done a 3-hour class on Zoom before.
Yeah, but that means the teacher has the premium plan.
Oh shit! All right.
I don't got premium plan money.
All right, Joker.
I would say in the theater I was like, yeah, that was dope. That should have been worse. And then,
for sure.
And then I never saw it again.
I think I saw it twice. So I saw it with the boys, and then I saw it with Shannon. And I remember sitting down, seeing it with Shannon, and going, "I'm sitting down to make sure I didn't like this movie." And then, like 30 minutes into it, I was like, "Oh yeah, I don't like this movie." I think
it's a really hard hour and 40 minutes, and then like a awesome 20 minutes.
Yeah, once the song from the sports song happens.
Yeah, the pedophile sports song. Once that kicks in, everything's great.
Yeah, then it's good. And then it's fun.
Joaquin, amazing.
And he's amazing. I don't think he should have won Best Actor.
Who do you think should have won?
Leo.
Yeah, I guess so.
Come on.
But think about like in sheer acting.
Yeah, but that's here's the difference. I think is in Joker, I watched for 2 hours a guy act,
Yeah.
and in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I watched a performance where I wasn't.
And then you watched a performance in the performance, which is just as good.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
In Once Upon a
Oh,
Time, when
dude,
he's
yeah,
like
exactly.
Rick Dalton in the
Yes.
stuff is like incredible.
And
Yeah.
and I never was I taken. I'm like, man, he's like acting, but Joaquin Phoenix, I'm like, oh man, he's like trying to act.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that. And I don't. It's a movie that is way better than it should have been, but it's also I got done watching. I'm like, man, I still don't need this.
Yeah. And especially when at the time it was like, there's never going to be a sequel. There's no more. It exists on its own. It's its own thing. All right, deal with it. And then it made $1 billion, and they were like,
maybe.
What if?
What if it
more?
wasn't in his head?
Yeah, exactly.
In his head. All right.
There's a lot of shit. All right, let's fire some things off. Endgame we talked about on the show. You can go back and listen to that. Far From Home. Did we ever talk about Far From Home?
No, loved it. Great
oh
movie.
My god, one of the best.
All right.
In the universe, in their universe. Yeah. Parasite, a masterpiece.
Irishman,
really good. Like cinema, you know?
Yes.
I saw it in theaters at it was like a SAG screening.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no snacks. So I had like kind of a hard time. Like I was just really hungry when I got there.
Mm-hmm.
And it just was like, I was like, man, this is awesome. I'm starving. So it was one of those times where
it's a 3-hour movie.
It's actually 3 hours. I haven't watched it since. I'm sure it'll be different with a full belly and, maybe a Coke Zero by my side.
There you go.
But
I thought it was great. I thought all of the de-aging was incredibly bad.
Hilarious. The kick scene, the grocery store beatdown scene is one of the funniest things I've
legitimately
ever seen.
An unforgivable moment in the movie to me, where I was like, well, I can't take the rest of this amazing movie seriously because Martin Scorsese was editing this movie and thought that was okay.
He was like, that was a dope kick.
And I don't understand, like, just get Leo to play, or get John Bernthal to play a young Robert De Niro.
Could have got anybody.
Yeah.
That moment to me is comparable to Rose throwing the thing off at the end of Titanic. The little squeak is just like so frail and sad.
And then or even him in World War II, I'm like, dude, this looks bad.
It looked hilarious.
He's supposed to be 20.
But I saw that in a theater, so I might have had a different kind of experience versus watching it on TV because I've yet to do that at home. Well, so there were moments where I was like, yeah, the kick was amplified in a theater. Yeah. But everything else I was like, oh,
Well, and it was frustrating because I saw Captain Marvel earlier in the year and Sam Jackson. I don't know if that's his body or not, but he looked like had a young body.
I never once even thought about the fact that he looked younger.
So the technology is there to make it look seamless and good. But the story was great. The movie was amazing. Awesome. Acting is great.
It's not true, but it's really cool.
Right. It just that part just took me out of it. All right.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Knives Out.
Oh my god.
We had a great time. We saw Knives Out early screening.
Yeah, Q&A screening. We got real lucky last year with those Collider screenings.
Yeah, there's 4 that we saw. Yeah.
Knives Out.
Terminator. Doctor Sleep.
I thought there was one more, but I don't remember. But yeah, they all had a Q&A after with the directors and shit. It was really cool. Knives Out was another one that reading about it, it's a miracle that it came together as fast as it did.
Dude, well, he even said that it was he had 2 months to get it ready and
it's crazy. And Daniel Craig joining the movie was what got it done, and that's really it's so fucking good, and it's on Amazon Prime now. If for some reason you haven't seen it,
watch it.
Check it out.
Dr. Sleep.
Amazing.
Oh, another
The
movie that had no right to be that good.
Dude, and the director's cut is on HBO Max. So if you have HBO Max, you should have HBO Max. We should talk about HBO
We'll go
Max
there,
separately
yeah.
at length. But hopefully that HBO Max becomes like the director's cut app, like the place for the versions of movies that you should be seeing. That movie is fucking incredible. And I loved it the first time, and it was so much better the second time with the director's cut and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it in theaters and then watched the director's cut when it came on iTunes with Shannon, and we were both blown away.
Blown
so
away.
Good. So good.
So yeah, watch Doctor Sleep. If you didn't like Doctor Sleep, all right. Little Women.
That's for the people watching it.
Yeah, exactly. Now they can see the things that we do. This is crazy. We've had so many moments where we'll bring in physical stuff and it'll be like, they'll never know. Little Women I saw in theaters on Christmas Day. Fucking hated it.
I did
Uncut
not watch
Gems.
I didn't watch Little Women because Timothée Chalamet is in it. So
yeah, you hate him. I should say it. I would say every performance in the movie is good, like every single one.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
Florence Pugh, The Future. Emma Watson,
she's fine.
Classic. The one sister whose name I don't know, rocked. Saoirse Ronan. No, not Saoirse. She's a legend. She's legendary. Yeah, we love her. Yeah, Little Women just, oh my God. What am I talking about? Little Women had the hardest in-theater laugh of 2019.
Was it Bob Odenkirk?
Dude, Bob Odenkirk walking in the room. And I saw it in Texas with my family for Christmas because I went to my dad's house. And it was a theater full of senior citizens.
So
who were fully invested in this story that they've probably read when they were, 35.
They were there when
the book came out.
Yeah,
when the book came out when they were in their mid 40s. They were like, "Oh man, this is the part where the dad comes back." Bob Odenkirk walks in, and I'm busting up, like nearly in tears. So, if anything, it had the hardest in theater laugh of 2019.
All right, Terminator: Dark Fate.
Completely forgot every aspect of the story because should we talk about the Q&A?
Oh yeah, let's go.
Are we gonna get in trouble?
From who?
I don't know.
Diego Luna? What?
Oh
Not Diego.
God.
Gabriel Luna.
Is that his name?
Diego Luna.
Diego Luna's in Rogue One. He's a fucking G. He's the man.
We like him.
All right. So the Q&A was with the director Tim Miller, Gabriel Luna, and one other dude. And
the cinematographer, I think.
Cinematographer. Tim Miller was like, he seems like just the coolest, nicest guy.
He's like a man's man, but also an artist. You know what I mean?
Like he really understood the franchise. Whatever the movie turned out to be, there's some awesome shit in there. And who knows? Hopefully there is more at some point, and they get to expand on that. Gabriel Luna was in like talk show mode.
Oh yeah, he was not there to talk to. He wasn't there to have like a chill Q&A where it's like just relax. Like Tim Miller was there to be a guy, or be like talking to your buddy.
It was like, hey, here's my movie, whatever.
Gabriel
Luna was like, I have a theater full of my fans here, and I'm gonna give them the show. So it was hard.
He had like some definitely like scripted quips.
Yes.
It sucks.
And you could see all around us people just being like,
yeah.
Also
Rob Liefeld was there, and Robert Kirkman, and
Boss Logic was there.
And Boss Logic was there. But I loved the moment when, of course, Tim Miller had to shout out Rob Liefeld, which probably made Rob Liefeld's year because that dude's a attention whore. All right, move on.
I would be too, if I did.
Rise of Skywalker.
Have we not? Did we not ever talk about that on here? Holy shit!
Man.
Wow. I feel like that's so much to get into.
I mean, maybe we'll fire up the Patreon again if enough people listen to this.
And do a whole thing.
Well, I mean, it's an old movie, so there's no point in dishing it out like beat by beat here.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I loved it in theaters because I just did.
Mhm.
I understood all the gripes. I have my own gripes. Do I think it was the best possible ending for this trilogy? No. Do I think it was a misfire in many ways? Absolutely. Um, but I don't know. I don't hate it,
Mhm.
but it's like now seeing The Mandalorian season 2 was like, oh, this is what it's like when people who get Star Wars make Star Wars.
Right. And all right, so I didn't like it, but the parts that I liked, I really liked.
Yeah.
But I still didn't like it. So
But yeah, you know, we can
and,
maybe
and
we'll do it.
yeah, we'll have
Deep
Joe
dive.
on. We'll do a Patreon with our Star Wars old head,
There you go.
and yeah, we'll do a deep
First
dive.
first video episode, we're talking about the Patreon.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying,
Yeah,
there's no
that's true.
point if people want to hear us talk about Star Wars. That's how they
Yeah,
know.
we'll get
If
there.
they want it.
We're talking about all of entertainment today. We got
All
a
right.
whole plethora of things.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
A masterpiece, right?
My favorite movie last year.
Yeah, it's I would say that and Jojo Rabbit are probably my big two of last year. I knew I would love Jojo Rabbit, and then I liked it even more than I think I did. Than I thought I would.
I think I saw Once Upon a Time 5 times in theaters.
That's insane. That's like it's something a 21-year-old Alec would do.
I know. It's just because
a bored
yeah,
veteran with a bad knee just
and a lot
hobbling over
and
the
like
theater.
money to waste.
Yeah.
I saw it at New Beverly a lot.
Yeah, that's cool. I've only seen it twice. I might watch it again in the next couple of days. I'm watching Tenet tonight for the first time. I'm very excited about that.
We'll do a video on that for sure.
Yeah, we should do a whole Tenet episode next week.
Yeah, I've been YouTubing a lot of Tenet.
Good.
There's some.
So you'll have some things to tell me.
Yeah, there's a YouTube Tenet out there. So
dude, I do that for everything I watch now. I watch 5 different 15-minute videos about anything I watch. But also we have Wonder Woman next week.
Yeah.
Soul
we'll get there.
next week. Yeah, it's so cool. All
right. Midsummer. I liked it.
You saw it?
Yeah, I watched it. Here's the problem. I knew it wasn't a horror movie.
Okay, yeah.
And I had no anxiety about watching it. Whereas Hereditary, I know enough about it to be too scared to watch it.
Okay, so I'm like a straight up Hereditary stan.
Right.
Like I might go to actual war for it. Like I might do battle for Hereditary in defense of Hereditary. I saw Midsummer in theaters, and I had a terrible theater experience with just like 12 different people who would shut the fuck up. So I thought that might have been my problem with it. And then I watched it again in October, and it's just exhausting to watch.
It is, and I can't believe there's like a 4-hour cut of it.
A 4-hour cut, and dude, it has like a stan community. It has a whole community.
Yeah, Dom's a Midsummer stan.
That's wild. Well, yeah, he likes a lot of questionable shit. Yeah, I want to like it, and there's things I love about it. Like I think the character Danny overall is like awesome and interesting, and like I'll watch any movie she's in at this point because I know she's gonna give us an all timer.
Sure.
And I think she did. She's an iconic. It's still kind of a horror, so I would call her an iconic horror protagonist, even though.
Is she's like another Anya Taylor-Joy, where it's like she's the scream queen of like actual good horror?
Yeah, like Oscar horror. She's the scream queen of Oscar horror, and and now she's just gonna be fucking a superhero. So she's taking over. Florence domination. Yeah, if that movie ever comes out.
Movie might never happen. All right.
Exactly.
Uncut Gems. I know you mentioned it. Crazy ass movie.
Crazy movie. Never need to see it again in my life.
No, I feel like I lived it.
Yeah. So. The Lighthouse was the other.
Oh.
Collider screen, right?
We saw that with everyone. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was I thought that was a free thing. Maybe it was just like an early release type deal because movies used to do that. Theaters used to do early movies and movies in general.
No movies, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's all that I had.
Okay, so Booksmart was another movie I
Oh,
really
that
liked
was
last
last
year.
year?
Yeah.
Loved it. Great movie.
And okay, so Klaus is a Netflix animated movie. It's the prequel to Christmas.
Like the
It's
day?
it's the prequel to Christmas.
So Jesus
And
gets born that.
no, the real Christmas.
Oh,
And it's, to me, that was the best animated movie of last year. Toy Story 4, pile of shit.
didn't watch it.
Missing Link, the worst Leica movie, even though it's like technically astounding.
Sure.
Just I couldn't get it. Like following Kubo was like, what you got? What has happened? Because Kubo is fucking insane. Klaus it looks amazing. The story's so good, and it's free to watch on Netflix if you have Netflix. So I would watch that, especially being Christmas time. If you want to see how Christmas came to be, like this is the story of the prequel of Christmas. So check it out. You're gonna love it. Let's get into 2020, shall we?
Do you want to do 2019 TV first, or do you want to do?
Yeah, I didn't make like a list for that. So if you want to just fire some shit off,
Right.
I'll.
So we got Chernobyl.
Never watched it.
We watched the first 2 episodes, and it was too depressing.
Because it's like, I know where this is going, and
it was good. I'll get back to it. I just didn't watch it. Euphoria.
That's something I plan on doing as well. But it's like I spent 2020 watching most of the things I missed in 2019 for the most part. Chernobyl didn't make the cut, but it's going to.
It was just too oppressive to continue watching. I guess I don't know what we were doing, but I was like, let's put Fresh Prince on or something.
You were being a dad.
Not yet.
Alec. Oh, really?
This was last year.
Oh, you're right. Well, Alec had a child. If our viewers
did,
know that, so that's pretty cool.
That will permeate throughout the episode of why I didn't watch things that I maybe should have
this year. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, keep going for TV last year.
What We Do in the Shadows. I know you just. Did you finish it?
Yeah, I'm up. Possibly the best show on network television.
It's so good.
There's nothing close to as funny as that is. Right.
Yeah, I don't know if I like it more than the movie, but maybe I do, because there's more.
It's more. It's like a bigger. It's like The Mandalorian versus sequel Star Wars, where it's like there's a lot to like about sequel Star Wars, but then like they give you everything that you didn't know was possible.
Right.
In the show. And like the guys from the Viago and all those guys are in the show at some point. Yeah. So it's like this is not only canon, but it's like I'm seeing more. Plus the whole thing with fucking what's the familiar's name?
I don't know, but basing the show around him is
genius. And then amazing. Now where that's going is going to mean season 3 is like the best one yet. And it's I know it's a couple writers, or at least a writer from Atlanta, which is.
Did you watch Atlanta? I haven't watched.
One of the best shows on TV as well. Hopefully, there's more at some point.
I think the next season's done.
Okay.
He said. I'm in. I saw Donald Glover say that the only thing that will be as good or better than it is The Sopranos.
He's another person that I went through his entire filmography this year.
Really?
I worship him.
Oh, and you're a community head.
I'm a community fucking. That's another thing I'll go to battle for community. Right. Season 4 is not good, but everybody knows. Everybody that's seen the show knows that it's one of the greatest shows of all time to me.
All right, Game of Thrones.
Crazy how like the best and most popular thing in the world's legacy can be ruined by one shitty ending.
And it's like only like 3 episodes that turned the tide for that show.
And I liked the ending when it happened.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. And
I was like, okay.
I'm like pretty laissez-faire when it comes to Game of Thrones. I didn't start watching it until season 4, and I didn't read the books, so it's like whatever happens.
Sure. Yeah, it's not like okay, I'm here to watch a great story, and clearly it's a great story, so just give it to me. I have no investment. But then by like season 6, I was definitely like doing the thing where you put on a YouTube episode after each thing, and you're like, all right, this is happening. The Raven is there because it symbolizes the future, and then something just happened where it's just like the last season.
I tell you what happened. There's no more material and they had to make it up on their own.
See, I don't buy that 100% because like then there's this other thing that George R. R. Martin said that like the reason he agreed to do the show with these guys is because they correctly guessed how it was going to end.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean.
But now he's saying like, well, that's not mine. As long as he doesn't finish the books, he can be like,
I know.
I didn't do that. Wasn't mine.
I mean, he has an insurance policy to avoid hate forever, and that's just
exactly
not finishing.
Just all he needs to do is work on Elden Ring and finish that game.
I can't believe he's doing that.
It's unbelievable. So I figure we'll talk about video games at some point. We'll talk about that.
All right. Last thing is, well, I watched Mayans last year. I don't know if you care about that, but
I never watched Sons of Anarchy, so
I was a big Sons fan, Sons head, and Mayans is awesome. It's created by a Corman.
Yeah.
One of the Corman.
Sir Elgin.
And it's just fun. It's good. It's basically Sons of Anarchy with brown people, which is cool.
That sounds better.
Takes place in like a fake, like Chula Vista style town.
Like a border town?
Like a border town, yeah.
I'm in.
And then Mando.
Can I skip Sons and watch that? Like, would I understand it?
Yeah, it's its own thing. Like, there's some crossover, like with characters, but you'll be fine. And then Mando, but I figure we'll talk about that once we get to the season 2 stuff. So, all right, 2020.
That's the big ticket item today.
Yeah.
2020, we have Mulan. One big pile of shit that is pretty fun.
I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
I was upset that I paid $30 to watch it, but then I was
See, I didn't do that. I waited for the free one.
Nice. I watched it like the day it came out, so.
Oh, nice. Well, you thought it was fun, so.
Yeah, it was fine.
It's probably still the best, other than Jungle Book, the best live action remake.
Yeah, totally. I watched
Aladdin. Beauty and the Beast.
I watched Aladdin, and it.
Oh my god, dude! Aladdin is fucking mind blowing.
I couldn't believe that was allowed
to
happen.
It's baffling.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Anyway, did you see The Lodge?
No, I don't even know what that is.
Okay, it's a horror movie. It's like Fuck Them Kids, the movie.
All right. Oh, so, is that no? I'm thinking of the movie with Nicolas Cage where the parents start killing their kids.
Yeah, that's
It looks fun.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but it does look very good.
Okay. So Birds of Prey.
I thought it was okay.
I liked it a lot.
I know that I accept that I'm in the minority here of thinking it was just okay, but like there's a lot I liked about it. I love the score. I think the score is like so fun and cool and quirky. Like the end song with the band and when they're on the rollerblades and like there's like a xylophone and shit.
Yeah.
Loved that. I just couldn't get invested. I really loved the opening, like the animated opening and her recapping everything. Like that was amazing. I just like that it's a team up movie where they like don't really team up until it's like 10 minutes to go until they team up.
They're all fighting each other until
they're fighting each other, and it's like such a reluctant team up that it was just like I don't know that this is what I had in mind.
I heard a really good criticism of it. It definitely did not need to be rated R. I didn't need any of the rated R stuff.
Yeah.
And I heard someone say like, why are you trying to make this movie that is supposed to empower young girls that young girls can't see in theater? Because
That's fair.
Rated R. You know, I thought that was interesting. But it didn't matter because that theater shut down basically like right when this came out.
Yeah,
so I watched it on iTunes. So.
Oh, that was the like second to last movie I think I saw in theaters.
Yeah.
No, so it was Birds of Prey, Invisible Man.
Yeah, that's on my list.
Which is, dude, top 5 of the year for me, I would say. Yeah. And then Onward, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like bottom tier Pixar, but bottom tier Pixar is still like a pretty good,
better than
good movie. Brave is shit. Brave is unwatchable to me.
Brave is better than Cars.
Cars 1,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
I disagree.
Not a fucking chance. Nothing happens in Brave. The second the story starts, it's like, oh, I'm your mom again. She's like, oh my God, I just realized I love you. That's great. Cars 2, I would say it's probably better than Cars 2.
Is Cars 2 Pixar?
Cars 2 is Pixar.
Okay.
I would go Cars 2, Brave, Cars 3, Cars.
Are all Cars Pixar?
Yeah. Planes was
Planes
not Pixar.
is not. Yeah.
The spinoff.
Right. What do we got? Bad Boys for Life.
I didn't see it.
It's awesome. That's all.
That's all I've heard. That came out right before the shit hit the fan too, right?
Yeah. It's really good. Better than it should be. And I honestly think I think Bad Boys for Life should have been number 4. So it's gonna be Bad Boys for Life.
Yeah. But I think they were just like, we got to get this one done. If there's a 4th one, then cool.
Right.
The Rental. Did you see that?
Did not.
It's another horror. I watched a lot of horror movies this year.
I
wanted to be scared because we couldn't go to horror night, so I needed to be scared. A couple things got me.
Did you get you're on the spooky app? What is that?
Shudder. Dude, Shudder originals came in hot this year. Host.
There was some documentary series that I really wanted to watch on there, but I wasn't going to subscribe.
Oh, about like it was about there's a really good documentary series about like scary movies where scary shit happened while making the movies.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
It's good. It is really good. Host was a movie done entirely on Zoom. It's less than an hour long. I would highly recommend watching it. It's so they do have a free trial. And Host is La Llorona is on there too. That's a Mexican movie that is like a different kind of take on the classic story. That is Host and La Llorona are like way better than they have any right to be, because it's like La Llorona is the story we've now heard over and over again, and one that now exists in the fucking Conjuring universe with that other one. And then Host is a less than an hour long movie shot entirely on Zoom. That is so fucking good.
Sweet. All right. Bill and Ted. I didn't see it, but you have a connection to it.
So yeah. So Bill and Ted was like, for me growing up, it was like Star Wars, Ghostbusters, Bill and Ted, in terms of like general interests and like things I watched all the time. And like I never thought a sequel was necessary because the end of Bill and 2 is so finite, like with the newspaper clippings and stuff. But I guess that was something added by the studio and not done by the creators of the film. So that was never like the plan.
Okay.
And the third one is really good. And I really love the stuff with their kids. I thought both of them are so awesome. Bridget Lundy Payne, I believe her name is, and Samara Weaving, who is like
in everything that's scary.
She's the future of cinema as well.
Yeah.
Dude, when was Ready or Not? Was that last year?
That was
2019, right?
Yeah.
Didn't
see it.
That, oh my God. Dude, it's unbelievable. It's like Scream type, like comedy infused horror with like You're Next. Horror. Yeah, it's really funny, really good, really violent, and awesome.
Sweet.
Bill and Ted 3, great movie. I'm really glad it exists. It was really satisfying to see those characters again, especially Death. I would recommend anybody who likes the first two to see it. Like I think my dad watched it and liked it. He was the one who introduced us to both Bill and Ted movies, so that was cool.
Sweet. All right. Did you see Da 5 Bloods?
No.
I loved it. It was great. Reading about Spike Lee saying, like, in retrospect, knowing that Chadwick Boseman was sick, he like maybe wouldn't have made him do all the stuff that he made him do in that movie. And it's a great movie. Chadwick Boseman killed in it. Everyone killed in it. It's really good. Let's see. Did you watch Happy? Go ahead.
It's been on my list. I think I was moving like the weekend it went up. So just my life was in shambles.
Really?
Now
The one thing I don't like about it is now obviously we're coming to the end of the Trump presidency.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing movies currently that acknowledge it trips me out for some reason. Like one of the characters in it wears a MAGA hat, and for some reason it just doesn't seem real to me in my head.
You think it dates it in a certain way that
it probably dates it, and it seems like maybe it seems too real to already be in movies.
right now, yeah, but I can see 20 years from now people watching that and being like, that was real. Like
Yeah.
that's what it was like. So
Right.
I feel like it's important for the long term.
For sure, yeah. But it's like, to me, it's just as weird as like knowing that they were making World War II movies while World War II is happening.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, it's
and I feel like that plays into why you didn't like 1917 as much as well, is because you prefer the sequel of World War One in general.
That's true.
It's definitely a more interesting
It's a better war.
It's a better war. Jesus Christ. All right. Borat 2.
Thought it was fine. Whatever.
Yeah, it's great. That I think had my hardest in movie laugh of this year.
Really?
Yeah, the onion bit with the white trash dudes absolutely fucking
that whole segment was great. I just didn't. I don't know. I wasn't into it. The whole movie overall. Did you watch Witches? I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
All right.
I would say it's mostly unwatchable.
Okay.
But there's Octavia Spencer is really good. Like she's awesome. And there's one line that she says that she delivers with such sincerity that I was obsessed with.
Okay.
She's telling her grandson about witches and explaining why they love children. They said, she says with utmost sincerity to this child, the better the kid smells, the poopier he smells to the witch. Poopier as an adjective is like, they put that in there and they were like, this is fucking good shit. We got to get Anne Hathaway for this one.
What are the odds that she ad-libbed that and they kept it?
Oh my, I would.
Or is that better than the word poopier being in a major Hollywood script?
It's both. Whatever the odds, whatever led to the poopier moment is, I think it's the cleaner the kid, the poopier he smells to the witch. Which, like, put that on my tombstone. Straight up. That immortalize that line. Whatever happens with the movie, that needs to live forever. The poopier he smells to the witch. All right.
We'll fire him off. New Mutants, I watched it. Not good.
We've been talking about that since this podcast started.
Not good, not bad.
Not bad?
Dark Phoenix was way worse. I think Apocalypse was way worse.
Wow.
Just nothing happens.
Okay.
And it's not the worst X-Men movie.
Okay, interesting. Did you watch Sound of Metal yet?
Not yet.
I'm scared to watch it.
The Twitter photos, screen caps of Youth of Today shirts and Rudimentary Peni shirts make me not want to watch it. But
That's how I feel. I'm scared to watch it because, like, whenever movies try to do this, it either hits too close to home or they do something that takes me out of it.
And it doesn't seem like that's the case because, people we know have seen it and are over the moon.
And like it. I know for a fact I'm gonna like it because it's a drum movie about a guy losing his hearing, and it's like I've never related to anything more.
But I'm so scared that I'm gonna get like the first 5 minutes of Green Room where I'm immediately like,
that is exactly why
my brain is
I
somewhere
can't
else. Yeah.
The DMS Sharps line in Green Room, and then them covering Nazi Punks Fuck Off, but then the Nazis all moshing for the second song was like, I'm never watching this again. This would never happen. Hamilton was a big deal going on Disney Plus this year. Did you watch that?
Yeah, I'll never ever watch that in my entire life.
That's how I feel. I think I deeply respect what went into creating it.
Sure.
And then I heard him rapping in general, for one, and then we hold this truth to be self-evident that all men are created equal, and it was
Yeah.
like, this is
That's
not
how I read.
something I ever need to see again.
That's how I read books to Elliot. So I don't need to. I don't need to watch. I don't
In
need to watch
Hamilton
that.
and Lin-Manuel Miranda speak.
There's this Christmas book about a bear who's trying to stay awake for Christmas instead of hibernating, and it's in like Fresh Prince stanza font. So
Oh,
I sing it.
nice.
I read it to him like it's the Fresh Prince. But I don't want to see that about Hamilton. I'll see it about a bear.
Yeah, that sounds cool. A bear named Hamilton, sure. But you know, I think it's like obviously really ambitious. It's
Right.
crazy, technically insane. It's a million words. I think I would have liked it more if the whole thing wasn't the whole thing is a song. So to me, it's like there's no hot tracks because the whole thing is a track.
I mean, that's what musicals are.
No, brother, they got hot. That's not true. Little
There's
Shop of Horrors.
There's no dialogue in Les Mis.
Les Mis isn't, but that's the same thing. That's like the same vibe. You watch something like West Side Story, Little Shop, Damn Yankees, or some shit. It's like it's a story that's happening, and then the songs happen to exist within them, which gives it. So when they happen, you're like, strap in. It's song time. With Hamilton, I feel like I never got that moment because
you never got a break.
I never got a break. So it's like I there's nothing that is striking me, except for the one time the French guy is rapping.
Mm-hmm.
I liked him. He's good.
Yeah, it's something about that guy.
There's something about
he's got
it
a good
that
way,
I like.
He's got a good way. He's got a good way of talking.
Yeah, I really liked him.
I just
the performances are amazing. Like nobody can deny that. Like what went into making that is fucking unbelievable.
Sure, and musical. I like have a great respect for musical theater.
I love it. I grew up in it. I worship it.
But there's just, it seems so fucking corny. Like it's a thing that like 50-year-old moms will drive hours for and spend, their mortgage on to go see it, and then like.
And then like it's like the blue check Twitter the far left, they're the ones who are like, I saw it 5 times on Broadway. They don't fucking come to me about Hamilton, all right?
I haven't eaten in weeks because I spent my money on.
I live tweeted the premiere. So yeah, that's a little much.
I'll never watch it. All right.
Palm Springs.
Yeah, that's on my list. Great.
Amazing.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so good. I think my actual favorite movie of the year is Freaky.
Oh, I still haven't watched it. I'm going to.
It's so good.
I've been meaning to. I'm going to though.
All right. Let me know when you do. We'll talk about it when you do. It's so fucking good. So the viewers at home, watch Freaky.
A couple more, just real quick. I'm sure you didn't watch this one. The Way Back. The Ben Affleck
one?
Yeah.
No, I know you did though. How was it?
It's really good. Okay. I watched it the same night as 1917. It was kind of a depressing evening.
Yeah, that's a tough night.
That's
we hold these truths to be self.
Okay, so let's talk about. Do you want to just go down? Like we'll do like a Marvel section, Star Wars section, DC section.
Sure.
All right. So let's start with. We'll talk about Marvel, I guess. Let's start off how this is the first year without a Marvel anything.
With nothing.
Yeah.
Which, will that lead to burnout? Or will that...
I think that the break is good.
Okay. You think it's going to come back strong and hard?
Here's the problem, though. If Black Widow isn't good, then not
it
good.
Has to be. I would think it has to be because of the crazy delay. I think if it was Mulan tier, it probably would have wound up on Disney Plus.
That's true.
I think it exists because it's so good. It also probably sets up something big.
Well, it probably because we're probably going to get a new Black Widow, and because it's a prequel to Infinity War, there's got to be there's something there that they need us to see.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, if it's not good, then next year the 3 movies we're getting Black Widow, Shang-Chi, and Eternals. Those are all like Shang-Chi and Eternals. Those are new properties that no one's
Completely new things.
so
Uncharted territories.
yeah. So it's like it's a kind of a risky year for them
Big time.
after a year-long break. I mean, they're gonna have all the Disney Plus shows, and those are all gonna be awesome.
Yeah, dude, WandaVision. WandaVision was not the one that I thought was like gonna be the most interesting looking.
Yeah, it looks
And I'm
crazy.
so sold. I can't wait. And that's a couple weeks away. It's amazing.
Yeah, what, January 20th or something?
January
like that?
15th, I believe.
Yeah. So that'll be something to watch out for. I'm excited for
Next
I'm
year is
excited,
just gonna be huge.
and I'm wondering if they're still gonna, theaters may open up, may not, but I wonder if they do open, if studios are gonna continue to put stuff to streaming first for
I
a lot
would
of
guess
stuff.
maybe for a year, and then
Yeah.
that's gonna end until like vaccine rollout is gonna take a while,
A
and
year probably.
yeah, exactly. Like, and then just between the rollout and just getting people to trust it in
Yeah.
general, it's not going to be an overnight instant. Like, well, we released the vaccine, so AMC stubs, we're back. It's going to be a hard year for entertainment again.
Yeah.
But
I
I
want
can't. I'm in the minority where I can't. I mean, I don't know. I can't wait to get back into movie theaters, and I see so many people like in the industry being like, "It's never going to be the same."
It will. It might be longer than you want it to be, but it will. And because people just like I can watch a movie at home, but that's not why you watch it and watch the movie. You know what I mean? Like,
It's not the same.
right. Like, I'm trying to think of a specific movie. Like maybe if I saw 1917 in theater in IMAX,
Dude,
I'd feel
it was magical.
I'd feel differently about it. So who knows?
If I heard a line like "the cleaner the kid, the poopier he is to the witch" in theaters, I might have finished the movie.
Oh, you didn't even finish it.
No, I couldn't do it.
Wow.
There were a
That's
lot of movies this year that I started and didn't finish,
really.
and that's the toxicity of watching things at home.
That's true.
So I have too many options.
Yeah. And my problem was, and I was gonna, I don't know, explain this, but when the baby goes to bed, we try to get him to bed around 5 or 6. That's like a good evening to do whatever you want, right? Like
Yeah.
that's usually when people get home from work, so it's like we have our evening together. But the problem is we're pretty exhausted, and
Sure.
do I want to waste my evening on something I don't know will be good?
No.
Or do I want to go and notice that Netflix just put up the first 2 seasons of Ink Master and just relive those first 2 seasons?
That's how you live, Moss.
Because
Right there. Well, you
because I
just
know they're
described.
good. So
Yeah, it's definitely it's a year where peace and security and comfort is key.
exactly.
And something that sucks is really discomforting. Watching something that sucks,
I
that
know,
like
dude.
investing time is so fucking important now.
And especially when you think like, well, I'm working from home all day. I got all the time in the world, but really, no, there's no time.
No. And there's a difference between I am working at home, I can watch, watch Mojo, the 10 mysteries in Ireland in 2003. Like, that's easy for me. I can get through that.
Right.
Me committing to a 20-minute long thing is a lot different than me sitting down to watch a movie I'm not sure is going to be good.
Exactly. All right. So Marvel, we'll go through. I mean, there's a lot to go through, so maybe we don't, but there's basically infinity things are happening. To me, I'll just say the thing I think that is the most exciting is the Fantastic Four announcement. I'm sure it's going to be kind of backdoored from Spider-Man because it's the Spider-Man director.
Yeah.
That movie appears to be opening up all kinds of multiverse wormholes.
Which in theory is like like a terrifying potential mess.
I'm honestly not super excited about it because,
But I feel like if they're doing that, it's because they found a way to do that and
I'm
make
sure,
it work.
and everyone agreeing to come back is like a reason to do it, I guess.
Like other than the paycheck, it also has to be like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you know, every time I've counted Kevin Feige out, I'm always wrong.
Every time you've counted Spider-Man out, you're always wrong too.
It's true.
And
But
you've done that 3 times in a row, I feel like.
no, I was fully psyched. Well, no, I had the same problem with this as I do with that one because I want him. I don't want him to be far from home. I want him to be at home.
Yeah, and hopefully that's the vibe in the future. And what I see happening for this is like the only way to get out of New York knowing that he's Peter Parker is to show us other Spider-Men.
Well, there's gonna be some like universe bending, and at the end of the movie, no one's gonna know anymore.
I love it, and hopefully everybody from other universes is gone, except for Charlie Cox, Daredevil.
Right.
And,
I don't think
and Kingpin can stay if he's.
Do you think he's suiting up in the movie?
Probably not.
I bet you Peter Parker's gonna get arrested for being a vigilante, and
Charlie Cox is the lawyer.
And he's the lawyer.
Maybe that'll be the post-credits thing.
Maybe.
It's him.
Well, they would. Oh, okay. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm, and the other reason, and we'll get to this when we talk about DC, is, I feel like it undermines how cool the Flashpoint announcement was. And the only reason that it's so exciting for Spider-Man is because they're already filming it, whereas Flashpoint has been talked about and
on this show for 5 years.
Yeah. So. All right. Yeah. So Fantastic Four. I don't think we're gonna get the Krasinski Emily Blunt.
Maybe 5 years ago, but it's just a little too late for that.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
They need people who are ready for 10 years of commitment.
I mean, I want, especially after the last few movies he's had, I'm ready for a John David Washington, Reed Richards. So he's my pick.
Wait, was Black Klansman 2019?
No.
Yes.
It was Oscars 2019. It won best original screenplay for that year.
Okay, yeah, I feel like we've already talked about that on the show then. Yeah, that's a fucking incredible movie. And that was a star-making performance for him for sure. Yeah. So I'm psyched to watch Tenet. I was really psyched that he was.
And I watched Ballers this year, and he's great in Ballers. So.
Well, la-di-da. Yeah, a lot happening. Secret Invasion show. What the fuck? Moon Knight we knew about. She-Hulk has been casted. She is so good. And Perry Mason.
I don't know anything about this lady.
Tatiana Maslany, I think.
Ali?
No.
Is she from Fresh Prince?
No.
Tatiana Ali?
Tatiana Maslany. No, she's in Perry Mason. She rocks. Yeah, that'll be really exciting. There's a lot. Captain Marvel 2, Black Panther 2, R.I.P. Chadwick.
R.I.P.
Yeah, we haven't taken a moment to address that.
Well, I kind of mentioned it when we talked
about
Five Bloods. So, what do you think? What do you think about the argument? And Joe and I have talked about this when it comes to Star Wars, about them not recasting T'Challa.
I think it would have been Shuri had she not gone on a weird anti-vax Twitter rant. I think she just fucking shot the whole movie in the foot.
I think so. What Joe and I have talked about is, especially after Carrie Fisher died, is the character bigger than the actor?
The character of Black Panther?
And not even the character of Black Panther, is the character of T'Challa.
In general, yes. Generally. But it most of the time doesn't go well. I would say it almost never goes well.
I mean,
it goes well with a character that you can recast.
Like a B character.
Yeah. Yeah, like fucking Don Cheadle, you know? He stepped in and stepped up.
And now he's got his own show.
And now he's got his own show.
That might
Terrence
be the
Howard.
that might be the one. That might be the one I'm most excited for. Armor Wars.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Because you're gonna get Sam Rockwell back. It's probably gonna cross over with the Ironheart show. It'll be cool.
A lot of modern stuff making.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of like character. I'm surprised Miss America didn't get a show.
It ain't time for Miss America right now. It's time for Miss Marvel.
True.
You know.
That's true.
And Miss Marvel stole everybody's hearts the second she existed. So
right.
That'll be really cool.
But yeah, like I wonder, like, you know, T'Challa, not just Black Panther, means a lot to people. So maybe, I don't know, maybe that's.
I think Chadwick is T'Challa now.
Yeah.
Period. Kinda. I really don't think he can be recast.
Maybe. I mean, I see both sides, and Shuri should be the next one.
But again, now she's Letitia Wright exposed as another fucking brainless anti-vax fool.
Yeah.
She's Gina Carano without the racism.
Yeah, Gina Carano. It's hard for me to watch those last 6
It's
episodes.
hard and it's like they highlight her in these ways where you're like, man, what a great character. How can the fucking idiot playing her like see this story and these things happening and not see the parallels to the world around her? That was my first thought during the Mando finale when the girl power. It was like four of the baddest women in the galaxy kicking ass. And I'm just picturing Gina Carano being like, "You guys on Parlor or what?"
Or she's just like, "This is such a woke bullshit scene."
Yeah. Ugh. Why is my gun jammed? Oh,
yeah,
man.
That's it.
She fucking.
That broke my heart a little bit when I saw that.
Broke it, dude. Because like it's like the one weakness in the show to me now is like.
And you know, even before Mando, I stand her. Like
She was awesome.
I thought she was awesome. She was great in that movie Haywire, which I feel like nobody saw. And then Deadpool, she's great in. She's like one of the few people that can go from fighting world and be a good actor.
Dude, she's like the blueprint of that for the modern MMA to the rest of entertainment jump. She did it. Like she fucking did it and succeeded.
Like we've all seen Ronda Rousey and Fate of the Furious, and it's not pretty. So
it's not good.
I was psyched on Gina Carano, and then
she's in fucking Deadpool.
Yeah, it was a bummer.
Very sad. Very stupid. Very evil.
Yeah, Marvel's probably gonna be sweet. How do you think? Do you think WandaVision is gonna do the mutant thing?
That'd be really cool. It's gonna go. I mean, it's like it's a step into the multiverse for sure, because they've already said like, hey, this ties into Doctor Strange too.
Right.
So does Spider-Man.
Right.
So like this is gonna be the big leap into that. The Phase 4 is just gonna be like extraterrestrial outer world madness.
Yeah. Which is it's a little bit going back to the Spider-Man thing. Like Spider-Man for sure, I feel like is a character that I just want him to go back to high school and protect the neighborhood kind of thing. So.
But we'll get that again probably when live action Miles takes over,
Probably, yeah.
In 10 years or so, 5 years. But yes, the idea of the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man has not really looking like it's going to happen.
No. And Homecoming, we got it.
Yeah, and it's perfect. It was perfectly done.
All right. Anything else, Marvel, you want to bring up?
I'm good.
Yeah. All right. So DC, the what was the thing called over the summer? The DC fan experience thing.
Fan whatever thing.
Yeah.
Fandom. Dude, that was like that's how amazing. You do it. It was good.
So good.
Yeah.
We got the Wonder Woman panel, which we'll talk more about, in a week after we watch it. Suicide
Squad.
That That footage looks so good.
Coming to HBO Max next year at no additional cost. Amazing.
And the Peacemaker show spinning off of it.
With John Cena. I guess it's already written and done.
And he's doing the whole thing, right?
He's doing
James
yeah.
Gunn?
It's James Gunn doing the entire show. So he has to just be the best fucking part of the movie.
He must steal the movie.
Cena, I always knew he had it in him.
Did you see Blockers?
Yes.
It's so good.
It's amazing.
It's so good.
And he's the best part of the movie.
Yeah, I loved Blockers.
Cena's the future. Get him out of wrestling. He's done wrestling. He doesn't need to do it anymore. Just make great movies.
All right, so then we got that. Then we got the Flashpoint panel, which busted open some big news. We got Michael Keaton back. We got Ben Affleck back. It seems like it's going to be Flashpoint.
Are they going to do the Jeffrey Dean Morgan thing?
I don't know. I don't think he was involved. I think Ben Affleck's Batman kind of takes the place of that.
He'll be the Thomas Wayne type role in that.
He'll just be like the brutal Batman.
The evil Batman.
Right. Even though by Justice League he's like evened out. He's not killing people anymore.
Yeah, he's back to his roots. Zack Snyder's Justice League. 3 months away.
We'll get there.
We did it.
We did it. Boys.
We did it.
But yeah, Flashpoint. I was wondering if Ezra Miller was going to get canceled though.
After pushing over a girl in Russia or some shit.
Beating up chicks, yeah.
He bullied some girl.
Yeah.
Not funny. I guess their interaction was like a fan. I don't know what was a PR spin on it or what was real.
Did they try to say they were like groping him or like attacking
No,
him?
I think they said that like she asked him to do it or something.
What?
I don't know. Either way, the bare bones facts, Ezra Miller had a physical altercation with a woman, which is insane. Which is, it should be enough. Yeah. You'd think with Amber Heard, they'd at least get her the fuck out of there.
Well, they didn't. And it seems like, we felt like we had Johnny Depp back earlier this year.
He's gone again.
And he's gone again. Like, I wonder, I don't even understand it. Like, did more shit come out and that I didn't know about?
He lost his case in the UK, which I think maybe that's what they were waiting for.
But that's a libel case. That wasn't like him saying.
I know, but I think him losing just in general was enough for them to be like, yeah.
Fuck off kind of thing.
See, you must involuntarily quit, but you're not fired.
We're going to give you $10 million to fire yourself.
I think it was more. Because they shot like 3 minutes of stuff.
Did he get paid for multiple movies then?
No, but he did get his check for the entire movie.
That's insane.
Crazy.
Would you
And the second one is so fucking god awful unwatchable. And now J.K. Rowling is just exposing herself as the worst person in the world.
Yeah, and just wrap it up.
Shut up.
No, I'm saying wrap up.
First. Yeah, absolutely. But also, like, what is her deal? The existence of trans people is like, she's acting like it's literally killing her. Like, the existence of trans people is killing her physically. And if she doesn't do something about it, she will die.
It's almost like she didn't read her own books.
Straight up.
Also, like, I don't know, the themes of love and acceptance.
It's one of the most baffling things to. And then like now, I got into Doctor Who this year, which was a whole other thing. Amazing. And I could go on for days, but there's a JK.
We'll let you do a solo episode.
I'll do a one-man Doctor Who show where I talk about every episode. So in Rise of the Daleks, there's a JK reference. He's all been all over time, right? Mm-hmm. So in theory, he would have known that JK was canceled in 2020.
Doctor Who.
And he looks back at her. The Doctor looks back at her longingly when somebody says something. And
maybe
it took me out of it for a minute.
Maybe past the Doctor takes past J.K. Rowling from like 1996 before the books came out, brings her to 2020, and sees, look at what you turned into. Is this who you want to be?
Yeah, that could be it. But then
And
she
then goes
becomes
back.
it anyway. And you can't mess with time like that because things go disastrous. And maybe that's how she became an anti-trans weirdo, is he tried to mess with time, and it fucked her up.
All right. I buy it.
Yeah, what a loser. J.K. Rowling. Loser.
So Amber Heard's still in Aquaman 2.
Crazy.
Did reshoots for Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Crazy.
I don't know how that's fair.
Makes no sense. Didn't she cut his finger off or something? She cut the guy's finger off, and she's in the movie. I will say, okay, so what did come out was some texts from Johnny Depp that were like
bad.
Really bad.
I didn't see that, but I'm
where
sure
he's talking about like, let's kill the bitch and stuff like that. So I forgot about that. That's bad. That I'm sure that was where Warner Bros. Exec was like, Johnny, had your back, and then you said, let's kill the bitch.
Okay, yeah, can't do that. She was definitely beating his ass too.
For sure, but
they both need to go away. 2
lines were crossed. They neither one negate each other.
No,
so
absolutely
not.
They should both go away. Yeah. So Flashpoint looks sweet. We'll get now the Batman.
It's real. It really exists. It's like
the
done.
Batman. I watched the Batman trailer at least 100 times.
The Batman trailer is one of my favorite movies of all time.
At least of 2020.
He's top 5 easily.
I can't believe it.
And they said they've shot like 20% of the movie. So they pulled that trailer out of their collective arses.
Yeah.
And 100%. it just looks like that. It just is that.
It's like when you're watching the Jersey Shore, which I've watched a lot of in 2020, and you can tell that they put together like 5 episodes out of only like 30 minutes of footage, because they're just constantly recapping over and over again. I don't know how they built this trailer, but I don't even know what it's about. It seems like it's Long Halloween.
Yeah.
Where the Riddler's like Calendar Man or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it looks like everything I've ever wanted. Like, he hits so hard. I felt
hard.
That what you get
his voice is cool. He looks awesome. It looks like a believably homemade, high-tech, expensive suit.
And I was like pretty on the fence about the suit when they released that first image or the little video.
Dude, and then the theme already to me is iconic.
So I know that score is legit for the movie. Did they just?
And I think it just so happened to work with something in the way.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, did Giacchino, was he like, I really like this song, I'm gonna base the whole score off of it?
Maybe. That would be crazy, but either that or it just happened to fit perfectly.
Because that song was it looks like it. The Batman is what I said I've wanted out of a Batman movie for like 15 years, which is, it looks like Seven with Batman.
And that's, we've been going to bat for Matt Reeves for a long time. And you could really tell from his words at the fandom event that he really gives a shit and he really gets it.
The things he was saying, even if the trailer wasn't as good as it was, like before the trailer, I watched it live, and before the trailer, I was just on board with what he was saying, because
he got it.
Yeah, he wasn't. I don't know. He just, all the stuff he said about like, we chose Liverpool because it was like this Gothic architecture that also was not recognizable. Like, it didn't look like Chicago.
Like, I could add the modern stuff, but then the true spirit of Gotham really will shine through.
And making Gotham a character is like part of what Batman is.
That's so real, yeah.
I loved that panel. That was so good. So that's probably my most anticipated movie for next year.
Is it coming out next year, though?
I don't know. It's 20 question mark, 20
question mark, 2 question mark, 2 question mark. It wasn't on the HBO Max slate, so that makes me think they're saving that for theaters to get their billion.
Well, I think that the HBO Max thing was only applied to movies that were released between like the first of the year and like
It said 2021. It said all movies in 2021. I believe like verbatim.
did Batman get pushed back then? Let
Maybe.
me look.
Alec Favors disappeared. He's Googling.
Am I disappeared?
Yeah, you're not there. It says Alec Faber.
Oh, okay.
Hey, it's Alec Faber.
Am I disappeared again?
No, you're there.
Okay. March 4th, 2022.
Wow. See, I didn't even know that. March. That's crazy.
I gotta wait another year.
Why March?
Well,
I guess that's when summer starts now.
I mean, something big came out in March a few years ago, and it seemed like the summer season was starting in March, right?
Endgame was April.
Wasn't Black Panther February or March?
February became like a new hit with Deadpool.
No, with John Wick.
Deadpool did way better than John Wick did, though.
I bet the profit margin was better on John Wick, though.
Maybe. Well, no, because Deadpool, the first one, the budget was really small.
Oh, you're probably right. So 2022, that
Sucks. But we've got a lot going because 2020 was bad so that 2021 can prosper, and beyond.
Yeah, 2020 had to like crawl through barbed wire so that the rest of time can walk.
And now they have everybody's got too much, and they've got to squeeze it all.
That's the kind of the worry, I think, right? Like, do you think they're tossing their B grade material just in case it doesn't make money? And
I would say if they were worried, especially if Disney was worried about any of their shit, they wouldn't have announced it all.
Yeah,
we wouldn't know about all that stuff if there was any cause for concern.
Well, most of their stuff's TV, though.
Yeah, which is fucking sick. TV.
Well, I think that's like I think maybe they've realized it, but the last 10 years of the MCU felt like TV that you had to wait 3 years for.
It was like seasons. It's like the movies feel like seasons of TV. And I feel like everybody at Disney saw the success of The Mandalorian commercially and critically. And they were like, yeah, let's do this. This is our new thing.
And it should be like, it's not like it was in the old days where actors were afraid to do TV because they thought it was a step back.
TV is the new thing now. Video games is the thing where they're like, I don't know if I want to do video games. But then you have Keanu doing something like Cyberpunk, and now everybody's going to be like, hey, I want to make a game. Agent, get me on the phone.
Or the Boondock Saints guy.
Norman Reedus in Death Stranding, right?
He's been in other stuff, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that the future, especially of Marvel, is these shows. Like, why wait every 3 years to get 2 hours of a story when I can wait a year
to watch 8 hours
of
like actual story progression where I get to see all these details that would have been on the cutting room floor.
Right.
It's a better format
and you won't need director's cuts, but
no,
at that point. So
the JJ cut will be, we won't need it.
Disney
release the JJ cut.
Disney would never do that. So all right, so Snyder Cut.
It's real.
It's
coming 3 months after years of fan petitions on Twitter.
And they're doing episodes.
That'll make it easy to digest. I really like the Hateful Eight extended cut on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
With the episodes, that just makes it so easy to sit down and like watch one or two.
That's been our turn on in the background movie lately.
It's a great one.
Is Hateful Eight. It's got good
music. It's kind of a Christmas movie.
I mean, if there's snow.
That's how I feel. If there's snow, it's Christmas.
Right. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm really, really, really looking forward to that. I'm guessing it's like 20% better than.
Which would put it at like a 70% on RT, Rotten Tomatoes?
No, I meant 20% better in terms of good, which Justice League is probably like a 7.
Well, I'm talking about Rotten Tomatoes. I think Justice League has like a 45.
That seems high.
It's
Doesn't
higher
it?
than Step Brothers.
That has to be higher than BVS even.
Oh, it is for sure.
How?
I don't. People, including myself, were like gaslit into thinking it was better.
Nobody. I don't know anybody who thinks it's good.
Yeah,
but BVS is at this point objectively good.
well, you know me. The week after I saw it, I was like so excited, and then
I would say the hour after you saw it, you were so
yeah,
excited.
You're probably right.
And then you saw it again like the next day, and you're like, yeah, that was not.
That's.
I don't remember seeing that movie.
I still think that the fundamental flaw with all these movies is Zack Snyder doesn't know. Like the ultimate cut is awesome, right? It's awesome, but he shouldn't need to make a 3-hour Batman Superman movie to make it make sense. It's just like he put too much shit in there, and he didn't
because they're all rushing to make a franchise. It was all franchise.
Right.
Make us a franchise.
Yeah.
So he did what he had to do, and then it didn't work, and
now he's got his shot.
Now he's got his shot.
So
4 hours long.
The question is,
that's really exciting because that's legit double the length.
I read that this might backdoor more Zack Snyder shit, like maybe a Batfleck HBO Max TV show.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Do you think
there's nobody would have any problem with more Batman?
You don't think there'd be brand confusion between?
Sure. But because the Batman priority in movie theaters is clearly going to be bigger in the public eye.
Right. But I think people just got used to the idea that all of these superheroes are in one world. Now we're saying suddenly, wait, these are different Batmen.
It's not. But Joker did its own thing and kind of did that first.
It's true.
So now that they have established that the Elseworlds thing can just happen and these things can just exist on their own. I would love it if the Snyderverse continued on TV.
On HBO Max.
Yeah.
I think I would too, especially because I feel like he would have more. He'd have probably somebody reining them in a little bit more.
For sure.
Which is
he
weird.
He needs a Dave Filoni type.
He does.
Who knows the world and the characters and everything so well that can structure things better.
Well, he needs to not produce. And that's one of the things he does is he's a producer also. So like he has all these hats on. He has like the money hat, which means he can basically say and do whatever he wants. And unfortunately, story-wise, that doesn't always work for him. So I feel like TV, where he's actually working for HBO instead of just for Warner Brothers.
And their quality control is fucking crazy.
We didn't talk about
any show they put up.
We didn't talk about it, but Watchmen.
We didn't talk about it?
No.
I mean, one of the greatest seasons of television of all time.
Ever. And the Hooded Justice episode is one of the best television episodes ever.
Ever. Masterpiece. I think about it once a week.
That is a way that is like kind of on the Filoni tip.
Making a sequel to something
that's revered.
That like somehow works so well and is so true to the world that was built. Better than the fucking just regular movie version of this.
And
comic.
Taking like who thought spoilers? Who reads Watchmen and says, I'm gonna make Hooded Justice a black guy painting the part of his eyes so that he looks white, and then giving him this crazy backstory.
It's insane. It's so next level brilliant that you can see why the show did so well and kind of transcended being a superhero show.
Yeah, for sure.
It's so fucking good.
It's so good. So watch it if you haven't. But yes, I do also hope that, I want to see Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke. I want to see, you know, Ray Fisher with a director he likes.
Yeah, me too.
Or
That's been really tough to read about. It's just his experience
has.
with that. But it is really cool that he's stepping up and speaking out.
It's really crazy because he's got everything to lose. He's
Everything
a
to
nobody.
lose.
He's a nobody basically.
He's got like Justice League is his
only thing.
One, yeah. So it's
outside of True Detective season 3. That was last year also.
Good shit. Yeah, but big ups to Ray Fisher for speaking out.
It seems like Joss, he lost.
He's done.
He lost his show, right?
Yeah.
I think he got his show canceled. So
he's fucked.
Yeah. Anyway. So good stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Oh my god. We've got the Ahsoka show coming.
Well, let's go back a second.
Okay.
So Mando season 1 happened.
Mm-hmm.
Then the last season of Clone Wars happened.
Yes.
We skipped that.
Mando season 1 was the birth of like this new generation of Star Wars, essentially.
Yeah.
It was. I'm guessing it was a test on all fronts of like, here's what this was the big Disney Plus thing. It's like this being pushed with this show.
Mm-hmm.
They created a new way to fucking make shows with it, with the digital set thing,
and literally right on time. Like, perfect timing.
Now everybody's using it.
Yeah.
And it was so good and so successful that clearly that's paying off big time now when we see this slate that they've announced of 10 fucking live action shows.
I want to back up and talk about something real quick that we haven't talked about. Is it's been a long time since I've watched a show week to week as opposed to binging. Watchmen was probably the first time I did that again after a long time. Then Mando, you're forced to if you want to avoid spoilers.
The people are ruthless with that, man.
Straight up.
They must brutal. Pay. I feel like there needs to be some kind of punishment. It needs to be illegal.
We need to go Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back on them.
Straight up. Did you say Grogu and R2? Like I just start whooping ass.
Yeah. But I gotta say, like Mando making you do that, I miss it. And then I did the same thing with Yellowstone season 3. Watched it.
Dude, I caught up. I'm honestly mad that I caught up with Yellowstone.
It's so good.
Because I caught up just in time to wait week to week for that. And now I'm going to have to wait who knows how long.
They're filming.
Thank God, because it's the worst cliffhanger I've ever seen.
Dude.
It's the most stressful cliffhanger I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil it because I don't think a lot of people watch that show. It's one of the best shows on TV.
If you like Sicario, Wind River, Hell or High
Water. Modern westerns.
Yeah, watch it.
Or if you're interested in, the way indigenous people are treated in our country and just cowboys in general, check it out.
If you're interested in jeans and
jackets.
Chore coats, lots of jackets. If you're
interested good hats
in lever action rifles, guitars.
If you're into family, you should watch Yellowstone. It's a big family.
If you're into really cool plates, which I found who supplies them with their flatware on that show, and guess who's buying all of it?
You're sick. If you're into Beth's coat from season 3, is it season 3? The coat.
The coat. The coat is season 3. Her whole wardrobe.
It's crazy. Hers and what's her name? Monica?
Oh, Monica, yeah.
Her and Monica's swag is
also
transcendent.
A Pasadena a local Pasadena company supplies the coat for all the cowboys in that show.
Okay.
So
Win-win.
you must watch.
Anyway, back to the Mandalorian. But yeah, I'm 100% with you. The excitement of watching it week to week is like the thing I look forward to all week.
And then you watch it on Friday. Hopefully, all your friends have watched it on Friday, and you get to talk about it, and you get to be excited about it.
Talk about it all week and wonder like, where's this going?
Yeah.
You get to watch it again before the next one. And really absorb what happens in every episode. It makes every episode feel so much more important than when you're just blasting through a show. We didn't talk about Haunting of Bly Manor, which I loved.
Oh yeah, I loved it. Let's wait till after, because
I'm using it as a comparison because I can't remember what happens in each episode. But if you look at the 8 episodes in Mandalorian season 2, I can tell you every big, minor, and major arc in every single episode of the show.
And that also reminds me of when I was watching House of Cards. I would blow through a season, and then I would have to rewatch it before the next season because I don't fucking remember what happened.
That's every Netflix show for me. I either I watch a 30-minute Watch Mojo.
Yeah, I do that too.
This episode is sponsored by Watch Mojo. I watch a 30-minute recap video, and then I'm like, I didn't remember anything about that, but okay. Yeah. And it's the reason I don't finish a lot of Netflix shows because I'm just like,
for sure. And I week to week is like now become retro, and I'm for it.
I want it to be.
I never want to binge another thing. I want to watch week to week.
But when I have the option, I do it because I can't help it.
Yeah.
But so hopefully, that's if that's the Disney Plus format.
And I hope it will be like with all these Marvel and Star Wars shows. Like
really, it's got to be, especially if I think Falcon and Winter Soldier is 6 episodes.
Really, that's it.
Yeah. So I don't want to blow through 6 episodes. I want to watch that for 6 weeks.
I purposely didn't watch the newest any of the new footage. I don't want to see any of it, especially for that.
I did. Did you watch the Loki one?
I watched whatever 30-second clip was on Twitter. I did see that. It looks awesome.
Owen Wilson? Dude, that looks so cool.
I know.
They're just doing creative shit to keep it going, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, me too. So
it was funny. It's when that. Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
Nah, that's fine. When that got announced, we was like, okay, so the Loki show is going to be him when he warps away with the Tesseract.
Right.
We knew that. We wrote the show. Star Wars. Yeah, we've got Ahsoka in her long-awaited Rebels sequel series.
Did they announce? Is Dave Filoni the showrunner?
I don't know. I hope so.
I feel like that'd be wrong if he wasn't.
Yeah, it's his baby.
Yeah.
Ahsoka is his and George Lucas. So it'd be cool if George Lucas gets to do some kind of actual credited thing on one of these shows.
I mean, anyone that has something negative to say about George Lucas, you can't say that he's not. Like, he should be a showrunner.
100%. I'm sure that Filoni is still asking him questions and he's his son. That's his the true heir of Star Wars is Dave Filoni. Like Joe and I had a talk the other day that was George Lucas will leave his actual kids $50,000 each and give the rest to Dave Filoni. And the rest of my $249 billion to David Filoni.
Yeah, I hope he gets it because
first, and then in the grand scheme, Favreau needs to be made head of Star Wars, and then Filoni should be head of creative, like the king of creative.
Right.
Okay, I'm looking at the list here. We've got Obi-Wan Kenobi officially announced with the title Obi-Wan Kenobi, and with the
Don't
news
love
that
the title. I would rather have Obi-Wan or Kenobi, but that's whatever.
I'm down because it's his whole name. And then announced that Hayden Christensen is returning.
Love it.
So that's going to be just wacky as fuck. As Darth Vader.
Yeah. The guy can act, all right? Anyone who's saying he can't act, he can act. He was just given bad material.
Yeah, I guess so. But so was Ewan McGregor, and he gave it everything he fucking
But
had.
he's a better actor.
He's straight up Shakespearean.
Doctor Sleep, he's so good in that.
Yeah, he really is.
Fargo season 3, he's so good in that.
I haven't seen that.
Fargo's very good. You should watch it.
I will. I'm just a little behind, you know. We've got Rangers of the New Republic, which I'm sure is gonna piggyback over probably this fucking Cara Dune shit that is building up.
Yeah, I mean, that episode aired, the Bill Burr episode, which is probably my favorite episode of the season.
It had all the recipe of being bad. You're fucking with your cord, and I can hear it. Just so you know.
Sorry.
Like it had to be the come down from the Boba Fett in the armor ass kicking episode.
Yes.
And instead, it was like this special, different, like beautiful story of this guy like coming to terms with his trauma.
PTSD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a trauma. It's like he's traumatized from war, and now he's and like it makes that moment in the finale so much more important when Din takes the helmet off.
Yes.
I loved the what was it, the Believer? That was the one before the finale.
Is that the
Bill Burr episode?
Is it The Believer?
I think so.
Is that what it's called? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And you know, this season is full of spectacle. Like
hard to top full. Like that's almost too full, because where the fuck do you go now?
Because this season is honestly like this is gonna sound like a diss, but it's not. It's the Iron Man 2 of this saga, where they're like, Iron Man 2 is like the movie where they're like, all right, we're gonna use this movie to show that the world is way bigger, and we're gonna branch out from this movie. But this did it.
But they did it properly.
Yeah, they did it right. Exactly. Like, you introduce Ahsoka so you can have her show. Bill Burr is back, which between her and Cara, I bet you Bill Burr is going to be one of the Rangers because of the way.
I hope so. I mean, he could. Oh.
So tech diffs. All right.
His camera too hot.
Yeah.
He should have got the Logitech Brio like me.
Well, using a GoPro, this is not what it's for. So I had to I had to download a program to backdoor it.
Makes sense.
But yeah.
Yeah, and the Bill Burr character, I would love to see more of him, but like it was such a clearly that's what they're showing us, is that like they're building this world so that they can bring these characters back later. Yeah. And they're impacting the show later. Like his good things that he does come back to him in good ways.
The way that he left Cara, where she was like, oh, he's all right, kind of thing. And then you get the announcement of this show, you know, a week later, it made me think like she's going to be in charge of the Rangers and she's going to recruit him, you know, whatever.
That'd be awesome.
So
they should recast her for sure, because they've built a very interesting character. And she's just a loser. Yeah. Very unfortunate.
Who do you get?
Somebody fucking jacked as fuck.
I mean, you can just. I mean, they pulled from WWE for.
Oh, dude, Sasha Banks just absolutely crushed.
Just get someone else. Get one of the twins.
Who would be good? Oh God.
I don't know anything.
They don't have the sheer muscle mass that Gina Carano looks like she has.
There's someone though. Get her on some TRT, and you can have it. You can make it happen.
Who would work? Who's fucking ripped? I mean, Charlotte is like absolutely shredded, but maybe too small at the same time. Gina's like fucking. She's a hoss.
She's gigantic.
She's fucking.
She's huge.
She could squat me easily. Yeah, I don't know. I would love it if they recasted her, but
yeah. All right, what else? Rangers. What else we got?
Rangers of the New Republic. We've got Ahsoka, Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Cassian Andor Rogue One show,
which they've already filmed or started filming.
Yeah, that was gonna be right after Mandalorian season 1. And then I think it was like, I think we've got to rethink things here. And what was really interesting to me, this is a side note, is that reading that interview with Rosario Dawson, where she said that she was there season 1. When George Lucas was there when they were shooting Mandalorian season 1, and that viral picture of him holding Grogu went viral.
Yeah.
Rosario was there doing a costume test for season 2.
Oh my God.
Yes, she was there in costume watching that photo being taken.
That's crazy.
It's been in the works for so long. And that's why I think that when Filoni did that red carpet interview for Rise of Skywalker, where somebody asked him, are we going to see Ahsoka live action? He just laughed and was like, stay tuned.
That's amazing.
They knew. Back then, they knew.
Yeah. So, Cassian Andor is going to be obviously pre-Rogue One.
Yeah, which definitely what I'm least excited for that.
Yeah, is it going to be like a spy?
I think so. It's just some espionage. How he got involved with the rebellion. It'll be good. I'm gonna love it. It's just at the moment, like everything else, is so much bigger than that to me. The Bad Batch looks fucking awesome.
I've been ready for that show.
Yeah, one of the coolest things in the last season of Clone Wars.
Yeah, definitely.
And
you get Fennec in it?
Yeah, Fennec is in there, so it's like we're getting more of her. And dude, she kicks. I watched Mando finale again today.
Yeah.
And that little sequence, that like minute-long sequence of her kicking ass, is one of the best parts of the episode.
Did you know she's like in her 50s?
Absolutely. She's kicked ass forever.
She's kicking ass.
She's Mulan.
She is Mulan.
She rocks. Star Wars Visions, which is really interesting. 10 animated short films taking place in the Star Wars universe made by Japanese anime creators.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Sounds like the Animatrix.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in.
Or the Anime X-Men TV show.
Which
just went to Netflix, actually.
So good.
I'm excited.
To Netflix. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Lando getting a show.
Lando.
Bringing back my man, Donald Glover. Star Wars.
Go ahead.
The Acolyte. I was
just going to say, how bummed do you think Aldrin Kiliach is that they're bringing... that the secondary character gets his own show.
What can you do? Because like he had an impossible task in becoming Han Solo. It was never going to work. But Lando was like not as prevalent as him. So what? Iconic character.
Back to the T'Challa thing. I mean, that's an argument for and against it. Like you can't really replace Harrison Ford, but you can kind of replace Harvey Dent. Lando, what's his name?
Yeah, Billy D. Williams.
Billy D. Williams.
But it wouldn't have worked if you hadn't had
the perfect guy.
Probably the greatest modern entertainer in Donald Glover. All around, the best all around entertainer.
Better than Lady Gaga? Ooh, I just.
You got me. I would say yes.
Okay.
Because he's a writer too.
Right, he is.
Like he's not only does he have the talent physically, does he have the singing voice, does he have the fucking creative mind for music, but like the world of Atlanta, that's his.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so good. Right. And like he started as a writer on 30 Rock, which is a brilliantly written show.
Have you heard of, was it him? Maybe it wasn't him. Maybe it was, I might be confusing him with Hannibal Buress, where they talked about how they got an Emmy, but they didn't actually do anything. It's like a funny story.
Awesome.
It's one of them. Yeah.
I saw one of his first like Comedy Central Presents. I think it was a Comedy Central Presents, or it was just like a 5-minute thing on one of those older Comedy Central stand-up shows, where he opened the set saying, "Hi, my name is Don Glover. So on Twitter, my name is Don Glover." And I was an instant fan.
That's good.
And then he's just been tearing it up ever since.
Yeah, and
the best all-around entertainer in the world.
You're right, though. That's like, you either get like a kind of a bland guy like Aldrin, whatever his name is, or you get this amazing artist.
They cast the perfect. They got a guy who had to make it work and the perfect guy.
Yeah.
So they're moving on with the thing with the perfect guy, and it's gonna be cool to like see how he, gets appointed like head of Cloud City and all that.
Right. It's gonna be a bunch
What
of
he's been
space
up to.
pirate shit.
It sounds fucking
Yeah.
sick. The Acolyte.
That's what I'm kind of most excited for, to be honest.
Dude, that's gonna be a crazy wild card. Because if that's some Dathomir shit, then that could straight up be the scariest show ever made. Because Dathomir is scary.
I love that we're getting a peek into the other side. Finally, it'll be cool. Like that's the thing that I'm most excited for. Finally, we're kind of getting out of the episodic time frame.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of a thing that they should have been doing this whole time, or at least have done it by now. So I'm super excited about that one.
I think they're fixing the what exists in the episodic world right now, and improving it in all these ways. And then it's gonna be like, here's the Old Republic, here's all these other things that you like the Taika movie, whatever that's gonna be. I'm sure that'll be its own thing. And then the fucking Patty Jenkins Rogue Squadron movie.
Did you hear her like thing about that?
Beautiful.
So awesome. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I can't wait for that. I got no idea what it's gonna be, but
don't care.
Yeah.
You already sold me. One, please. Rogue Squadron. Yeah, I think that's it. But that's probably 2 or 3 years worth of stuff. Plus Mandalorian season 3, and then the Book of Boba Fett now, whatever that is.
Which a lot of people were up until I think today were like, is Book of Boba Fett going to be season 3? And it's not. It's going to be something else.
Okay, did they officially state that?
Yeah, I actually just read it. Like, someone said it today that they're going to be concurrently airing.
Really? 2 shows?
Yeah.
That's
like,
crazy.
Well, I mean, like, if
because Mandalorian starts December 2021 as well.
Yeah.
So that's insane. They're gonna both be on fucking week to week.
Unless the thing that I read is wrong.
It could be. I would think that the Book of Boba Fett would work as a movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
That would be cool as a Disney Plus original movie.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Because I don't know how well that's going to work going back to back with Mando every week.
I don't know. Maybe it's a movie. Well, go ahead.
What makes me think, because the Mandalorian episodes are chapters.
Right.
So maybe later this is going to be looked at as like the Book of Din Djarin, and then season 3 is the Book of Boba Fett, and then they give us like the Book of Bo-Katan.
That's what I thought too. But a lot of people are wondering, like, is his story over?
Fuck no.
And I was like, well, the show is the thing that they had to do. They had to kind of get rid of Grogu. Because
he's never going to be really gone though, because they've created.
No. I'm not saying get rid of him. I'm saying the longer you keep the show, him and Grogu, it's never the Mandalorian.
They had to de-emphasize him in a way. And everything they did with the Darksaber in that finale is just like, here's what you're fucking getting now.
Exactly. Yeah, you're going to get...
And it really hit harder. Yeah, exactly. it hit harder on my second watch.
Uh-huh.
As soon as he pops it out of Moff Gideon's hand and it hits the ground, and he says, "You're taking me alive. This will be interesting." It's like he's setting up the rest of the show until the series finale.
Right.
Until Mando becomes Mandalore, which now I feel like the silver armor was a foreshadowing of that the whole time, being that KOTOR Mandalore has had the iconic silver armor. Mandalore the Great has the gold helmet with the silver armor. I think that's just a nice little thing that'll pay off way later.
So then, let's assume that Book of Boba Fett is season 3.
I don't think it would be just Boba Fett. I think
it can't be because people.
I hope hopefully that's not the case, because like we just got double invested in what's going on with Din and Grogu and Luke and all that. Even though Luke is not gonna be there, you know, that's not a sustainable thing that they can just show us.
Right.
The Sebastian Stan thing was like, I'm still pulling for that.
I was talking to Joe about this, and I was like, I still think that's kind of a mistake that they didn't do that. And like I said, that the character is bigger than the actor.
It is, but like, I don't know. I just think maybe they were scared of the backlash, and maybe they saw what they did with Rogue One, and they were like, that worked so well, let's do it again.
Yeah, but it looked better in Rogue One.
It looked a lot better in Rogue One. Tarkin, I would say Leia looks the best. Tarkin's
crazy. He looks insane. Like awesome.
He looks borderline Pixar, but also real. It's really bizarre.
There was like with Luke, there was like fuzziness to him.
Yeah, it looked like a deep fake thing.
He had a portrait mode fuzzed around
his head was here and his face was here, and
there's a little bit of that. Yeah,
it was funky, but it was so moving to me that on my first viewing, I wasn't for 1 second like, I don't know, the facial animations aren't lining up too well. It was
like I said, I didn't think about it until after the episode was over.
Second watch, I got to actually, it's like Hereditary, as I've explained to you. The first time I saw it, I was so scared I didn't have time to think it was good, even though I thought it was good. The second time, I was not scared and got to just see this incredible movie. The first time I watched this Mandalorian episode was just like, I was standing in my living room weeping, hands on my face, yelling, "Oh my God," trying not to wake up my dog and wife. And the second time, it was like me just getting to lay there and really take it in. So I can't believe it's a real thing. It feels like a fever dream.
It's so funny. Like I feel like Luke was the last Jedi that people thought would show up.
Which, when he was the first logical choice, I had so many conversations about it with anybody I could talk to about it. It was like, what if it's Leia? Like, they haven't really, like, she passed away, so they like have to recast her. And then people thinking it was Cal from the game was never going to happen, because Filoni has no investment in that.
Yeah. And if you make it Ezra, then you lose
the plot of the entire show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It had to be Luke, and then when it just hit. It still hit so fucking hard. Yeah. One X-Wing.
When you see the X-Wing, you're like, no. This is what Shane was sitting next to me, and you see the X-Wing come up on the camera, and I just go, no.
It was to me
she was like, what? I was like,
oh my God, you don't get it.
What do you think?
That superseded On Your Left for me in terms of like top most. If I had seen it in a movie theater, it would have been even more. I
don't know.
Like, but for me, that was like, because
I don't know, man.
I watched
On Your Left is the ultimate callback.
I get it, but that's like a movie series that started 12 years ago.
That's what makes it even crazier. That
I know, but
it hits so hard.
For me, it was like this thing that if I had watched that episode with myself from 1997, we would have both reacted.
I mean,
the same way.
I get what you're saying, but it's not. I feel like it's not the same because we just saw Luke in a movie a year ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah, but not that we never got to see that Luke.
I know, I agree, and
it was like as soon as he was realized, he was gone from our lives for 30 years.
You're right. It's amazing, but I don't know if it's the same.
To me, it's on top.
And anytime that I talk about the rise of Skywalker, and people saying it's so hard to wrap up 9 movies worth of story, and I go, well,
it's not, because they did it with 27 of them or whatever.
Did you see Endgame? Because they did it pretty good.
Perfectly, yeah. I mean, that is the number one movie theater moment of my entire life, I would say.
100%.
100%.
I still cry just watching YouTube videos.
The Twitter video of that goes viral 6 times a month.
That is my favorite video of the internet.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good.
I'm with you.
Because I remember exactly how I felt when all of that happened. Not just Mjolnir, but the whole thing.
I was there. I do too. I remember how you felt too.
The whole theater knew how I felt.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say, just last comment on the finale is the Luke moment was amazing, but for me the best moment was Din taking his helmet off. And
absolutely stunning.
And going with Bill Burr's scene, I loved when he goes, "You did what you had to. I'm not going to tell anybody."
Dude, that like thinking about that later.
Yeah.
It's like you're the reason that he was able to have this moment with his foundling son.
Yes.
So like the impact that Mayfeld made as a character goes so far beyond that episode now.
And they were building to it, like Din finding out that he was part of a cult and he didn't realize it,
which is so fucking awesome too. Thinking about like Bo-Katan going so far out of her way to be like, no, bro, like there's more than one way. Like this is not what being a Mandalorian is. And then Boba shows up and they're like, you fucking clone. You're not a real Mandalorian. You're fake as fuck. And then they just start fighting.
And
she's the king of hypocrites.
Yeah, oh, for sure. And the exchange between them, I've heard your voice 1,000 times.
Excuse me.
And he's like,
that again.
You.
Yeah.
I've heard your voice 1,000 times. Yeah. And he's like,
the last one you hear. Yeah, straight up.
So
what else? We can close the show on this theory with R2 and Grogu.
Yeah.
Because when
R2 went back and forth on this a little bit.
When R2 rolls up, Grogu is still holding on to Din's leg. And he lets go when R2 rolls in. He's like, hey, like what? Almost as if they knew each other. Meaning that the possibility of R2 being the one that saved Grogu during Order 66.
Or at least because when you sent that to our thread, I thought about it. The last time R2 is at the Jedi Temple is with Obi-Wan and Yoda, right?
Yeah, but he's with Anakin. He's with Anakin on Mustafar. Like Anakin takes him from Coruscant to Mustafar, so he's definitely on Coruscant at that time. He's there. Mm-hmm. So it's possibility that he rolled up after the fucking wreckage, after Anakin was wrecking shit, found him in a closet somewhere.
Well, it could have been Yoda. It also could have been Bail Organa, because all of them end up.
You'd think he would have kept him though.
It's a baby. It's a little kid.
He kept Leia.
No. I'm not saying he would have kept him, but I'm saying that he might have brought him to that ship that they were all on at the end of Episode 3, because Obi-Wan was there, Yoda was there, Bail Organa was there, and that's when Yoda says that he's discovered the secret to eternal, life through the Force. So, and R2 was there, so it could have been any of them. Realistically,
maybe we'll never know. Maybe we'll know next year.
I loved hearing people say that it was Mace Windu. That was always
so fucking stupid. And then like mocked up pictures of him with like a fucked up eye. Like, he's back.
Like they just want Samuel L. Jackson and everything.
Yeah. Well, me too.
But come on.
But him dying was so important in the creation of Vader. Right. 5 seconds later, he's named Vader. So.
Yeah. Did Palpatine have that name in his back pocket? He's like, I'm just waiting for. Yeah.
He's like, oh my God, this is so sick. Whenever he turns, I'm ready.
Yeah. My last one was Dooku. I hated his name.
Oh, he was such a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah,
he wasn't even a Darth. He wasn't even cool enough to be a Darth.
No, he was. He was Darth Tyrannus, right?
Yeah, I guess, but they didn't call him that.
Tyrannus is pretty hard.
Tyrannus is dope.
Yeah.
Maul is king.
Maul is king.
Yeah.
Do we get the Crimson Dawn shit in the Lando show?
I
like some more of it.
I'm thinking yes, but I think the Obi-Wan show ends with their little duel in Rebels.
Yeah.
That's how that's got to end, because that fight is so perfectly executed.
Do you think that's a cop out to I don't know.
I don't know. It's such an important piece of Star Wars that people
Well,
just
and
don't know about.
didn't they say that Obi-Wan takes place 5 years after episode 3?
Jeez,
Is that what they
I thought
said?
it was 5 fucking years. Give me more. What I mean, does that make sense in terms of his age? So he's going to be just hovering
Well, I
around
think
a 5-year-old Luke.
I think that they maybe thought that Ewan McGregor would look older by now.
And he's just
But,
aging
you
too
know,
damn gracefully, like fine wine.
15 years later, he kind of almost looks the same.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't make it too close to A New Hope because Alec Guinness is old as hell.
Old as fuck.
Yeah.
But that's, I mean, you put a little salt in there.
Yeah.
And it's not crazy to imagine that,
No.
like the mall scene you could pull off easily.
Yeah.
Even if that's like a flash forward in time. I want to see that done with Ewan McGregor.
Well, I mean, maybe the first season was 5 years, second season.
I don't know. I think it's a limited series. I think it's just one time.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Let's see. I got a phone right here with some stuff on it.
I just want more. After Doctor Sleep and Fargo, I just want me some more Ewan.
More Ewan?
Yeah.
It just says new series. It doesn't say new limited series, so that's good. Because I would love, like, there's 30 years of emptiness of Obi-Wan, like what he was doing, you know, what he was doing.
He probably had a girlfriend.
Maybe.
Another girlfriend.
I mean, was he allowed? Does he think he's allowed? Maybe they'll retcon the Rey thing and make her a Kenobi.
They just need to shut the fuck up with that whole movie.
Yeah, they're gone.
The
They're all done. None of them like Star Wars. None of them want to be a part of it anymore. So it's like
I
it's
know
over.
a lot of people don't like the Colin Trevorrow stuff. I liked the stuff that I read.
The idea of Finn leading a stormtrooper army was fucking dope.
All of the concept art was cool.
Yeah.
All of the story shit was cool. The thing that bugs me the most about Rise of Skywalker is it gives and honestly this last episode of Mandalorian is all these fucking haters feel vindicated after The Last Jedi.
Yeah, that's maybe the dumbest thing I've ever. This is the Luke we should have gotten in The Last Jedi.
Yeah, no shit. He was still fucking young.
You're a moron. The traumatic event that they talk about in the movie hadn't happened yet. He was 5 years from being becoming a Jedi Master. Like, he was just assembled as this version of Luke.
For all intents and purposes, Luke is still like 28.
Yeah, yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
So, The Last Jedi is the shining star of the sequel trilogy to me.
I agree.
100%.
And
Luke was done perfectly fine.
It all makes sense.
Yeah, I'm sad that he's dead. Sure.
It's like the only character that would not change 30 years later, no matter what traumatic event, is like Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
Steve Rogers' compass always points north, and that's because he is that way.
Luke became Yoda, and he became a crazy old hermit, and that's all I've ever wanted. So a couple years later, the Last Jedi haters can still suck my dick, and I guess we can end it there, huh?
So as you can tell, Real Deal TV we're talking about other shit.
Yeah.
We didn't do your video game thing.
Yeah, we can get into that another time. All I've been doing is game. I've been straight up just gaming. You're cutting out, and it's really funny. So I can't wait to watch this back and see it. But yeah, I'd be gaming all day.
Next week we're gonna talk about Soul, Wonder Woman, Tenet,
gaming,
and then gaming.
All right.
My contribution to that will be quick.
Call of Duty only.
Call of Duty, and then half of Ghost of Tsushima.
You're a
Or-
fucking sick pervert. I got a lot to talk about with in terms of games. A lot. All right.
All right, man.
Thanks for
Thank-
joining us.
Yeah, thank you. Tell your friends. Tell your friends.
Your nose. All right. See you next week, I think.